The mystery ship. Frank Gardner, BBC News.
Well, for more on the possible spread of piracy into new waters, I'm now joined by Major General Thomas Wilkerson. He's the CEO of the U.S. Naval Institute, and he joins us live from San Francisco this evening. Great to have you back on the program, sir. Are you alarmed by this?
I think it's an escalation in what you and I have talked about previously, in that people are discovering that piracy doesn't necessarily have geographic boundaries.
But could this be a one-off? Could it be a mistake? I mean, could this Russian ship have disappeared for other reasons? Or are you, as an expert, certain that this is an act of piracy?
Let's look at just the facts as your reporter just left us with them. The first and most important fact that the AIS was turned off, which is a strong indicator that something's gone wrong. There's very little that would ever cause someone to turn that off. And we're speculating until we see the vessel, but the point is that this is an aberration in behavior, and it doesn't bode well for what's happening.
I mean, the fact that, well, let's assume for a minute that these are pirates. The fact that they're doing this off European waters and the crowded waters off the holiday coasts of France or Spain or wherever the ship was taken, if indeed it was taken, what does that tell you? Does that tell you that they're desperate to make money where more money is to be made, that there's just less security there than there might be off the Horn of Africa? What does it tell you?
I think what it would tell all of us, Matt, first off, is you can pirate a vessel almost anywhere in the world, and when you do, the questions we would ask is, first off, is there anything else on the vessel that's dangerous other than a bunch of timber, or has something been loaded? And secondly, what do those who took the vessel intend to do with it, especially along crowded and populated coasts in Europe and in other places in the world? It's a very dangerous time, and there's no easy explanation, but it does show this. If you don't begin to manage more carefully, then there is more opportunity for those who wish to do people harm to take vessels and use them.
I'm assuming that the last time we had piracy off the coast of France was sometime in the 15th century or something like that.
Well said, Matt. And it hasn't come back, but on the other hand, there's never been a reason, or never been a provocation, or the turbulent times in which we live now, where vehicles for transportation, especially on the water, are easily found and moved. One of the speculations that came out of 9/11, and it's hardly speculation, is that the porous borders for shipping, which is 95% of all the movement of supplies, make it very easy and make all nations vulnerable, if they're on the seacoast, to the prospect of having a terrorist attack that came from the water.
And finally, Major General, presumably it's a lot easier to deal with piracy in the waters off Europe than it is to deal with it in the waters off Africa.
Not necessarily true. Even though you might have better understanding of how many vessels are there and what's going on, the real reason that this is an aberration is because we haven't seen it done before in that area. There hasn't been an incentive for pirates like there is off the coast of Aden.
Major General Wilkerson in San Francisco for us tonight. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Matt. Good to be with you again.
Now then, the devastation is